You might think you're eating healthy. Whole grains for breakfast, a fruit smoothie mid-morning, maybe a little low-fat yogurt in the afternoon. But here's the kicker. Those same healthy foods could be spiking your blood sugar like a candy bar. After age 50, your body's metabolism doesn't process glucose the way it used to. The pancreas slows down, insulin sensitivity drops, and even the smallest carb mistake can send your blood sugar on a roller coaster ride. What used to be no big deal in your 30s can now lead to energy crashes, stubborn belly fat, and long-term damage to your heart, eyes, and brain. Here's the truth. Most nutrition labels don't tell you. Many everyday foods that look clean or natural have hidden sugars or fast-digesting carbs that push your glucose sky high. And every spike forces your pancreas to release more insulin, the hormone that stores fat, especially visceral fat around your belly. Doctors call this the silent spiral because it creeps up slowly. First, you feel a little more tired after lunch. Then your jeans fit tighter around the waist. Next thing you know, your blood work shows borderline numbers for A1C or fasting glucose. That's the body's alarm bell. It's saying, hey, we're struggling here. The good news? You can stop the spiral before it turns into full-blown diabetes or heart trouble. But first, you need to know which foods are the real culprits. Some of them will shock you, because they're sitting right in your pantry, wearing a healthy disguise. In this video, we're breaking down the 7 everyday foods that raise blood sugar after 50, even if you think you're eating clean. You'll learn which breakfast favorite causes glucose spikes bigger than dessert, the hidden carb in your healthy snack that ages your arteries, why one common diet food doubles your sugar cravings, and the simple swaps that can keep your blood sugar balanced all day long. Before we dive into the list, remember this. Aging doesn't have to mean sugar problems. Your body is still capable of incredible repair. You just need to give it the right fuel. So grab a cup of green tea, get comfy, and stick with me. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to avoid and what to eat instead to keep your energy high, your belly flat, and your heart strong at any age. Coming up next, the first healthy breakfast food that's secretly one of the worst offenders for blood sugar spikes after 50. Most people eat it every single morning, and it's probably in your kitchen right now. Let's start with the big one, the food most people eat every morning, believing it's healthy. I'm talking about instant oatmeal and so-called heart-healthy cereals. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait, isn't oatmeal good for me? And yes, in its pure, old-fashioned form, it can be. But here's the problem. Most of the oatmeal products you see on grocery shelves today, the quick cook, flavored, or just add water types, are processed so heavily that your body digests them faster than sugar itself. That's right. Those tiny flakes are practically blood sugar grenades. Within minutes of eating them, your glucose levels can spike 40 to 60 points, especially if you're over 50 and your insulin sensitivity has declined. Why does this happen? When you hit midlife, your muscles naturally lose some mass, a condition called sarcopenia, which means there's less muscle tissue available to absorb glucose from your bloodstream. Combine that with a big bowl of processed carbs, and it's like pouring gasoline on a slow-burning fire. Here's something even most doctors don't explain clearly. High blood sugar in the morning doesn't just affect your energy. It sets the tone for the entire day. Once your glucose spikes, your body releases a surge of insulin, which then causes your blood sugar to crash a few hours later. That crash triggers hunger, cravings, irritability, and fatigue, the classic afternoon slump. So even if you think you're eating healthy, that morning oatmeal packet might be the reason you can't lose belly fat. Stay focused or keep your energy steady. Now, don't worry. You don't have to give up warm breakfasts forever. You just have to swap smart. Here's how. Choose steel-cut oats or whole-rolled oats instead of instant. They take longer to digest, which keeps blood sugar stable. Add protein and fat, like a scoop of protein powder, Greek yogurt, or a spoon of almond butter. This slows digestion and flattens the glucose curve. Top it with cinnamon. Not just for flavor, but because research shows it can lower blood sugar by improving insulin sensitivity by up to 20%. And if you really want a game changer, try a high-protein breakfast instead. Something like eggs, cottage cheese, or a small protein smoothie with greens. That combo keeps your glucose steady, your brain sharp, and your energy smooth for hours. So next time you see that shiny oatmeal box that says "Heart Healthy," remember, the healthiest part of breakfast isn't what's on the label. It's how your blood sugar responds. Coming up next, the healthy drink that's marketed as energy fuel for people over 50, but might actually be one of the worst sugar traps for your metabolism. Most folks have it sitting in their fridge right now. All right, let's talk about one of the biggest blood sugar traps hiding in plain sight, and it's sitting in millions of refrigerators right now. I'm talking about fruit juice, even the 100% natural, no sugar added, or fortified with vitamins ones. Now, don't get me wrong, fruit itself can be incredibly healthy. Whole fruit gives you fiber, antioxidants, and slow-release natural sugars your body can handle. But when you strip away the fiber, press out the juice and pour it into a bottle, what you've got left is basically liquid sugar with a vitamin label. Here's a little perspective. An 8-ounce glass of orange juice, something many folks over 50 drink daily thinking it's a great start to the morning, contains about 26 grams of sugar. That's the same as 612 teaspoons of straight sugar. And if you're drinking one of those tall glasses, you could be downing 40 to 50 grams before breakfast even hits your stomach. The problem is that without fiber, the sugar from juice hits your bloodstream faster than your body can process it. Your pancreas scrambles to release insulin, trying to bring that glucose down, and for people over 50, whose insulin response tends to slow down, that creates a dangerous roller coaster. One study from Harvard found that adults who drank 1 glass of fruit juice daily had a 21% higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes compared to those who ate the whole fruit instead. And the real kicker, the healthy ones, like apple juice, grape juice, or tropical blends, tend to spike your blood sugar even higher than soda. That's right, your favorite all-natural juice can hit your system harder than a can of cola. Here's what happens in your body. First, blood sugar shoots up. Then insulin floods in. A few hours later, your glucose crashes, leaving you tired, hungry, and craving more carbs or sweets. That's the vicious cycle keeping so many people stuck in energy crash mode. But here's the good news. There are smarter options that taste great and won't wreck your blood sugar. Swap juice for infused water. Toss in slices of lemon, cucumber, or berries for flavor. If you crave something fruity, blend the whole fruit instead of juicing it. That way, you keep all the fiber that slows sugar absorption. Try unsweetened green tea or electrolyte water with no added sugar. Both hydrate your body and support metabolism. And here's a pro tip. Drinking water before meals can actually lower your post-meal blood sugar by 10–15%. It's simple, free, and surprisingly effective. So, the next time a label screams 100% real fruit, remember, your body doesn't care what the label says. It cares what happens to your blood sugar after you drink it. Coming up next, the so-called healthy snack bar that many people over 50 grab for energy, but could secretly be worse for your glucose levels than a candy bar. You'll want to hear this one. Let's be real, we've all been there. You're out running errands, you skipped lunch, and your stomach's growling. You reach into your bag, grab one of those healthy snack bars. Maybe it says high protein, whole grain, or Heart Smart on the wrapper. You figure, hey, this can't be bad for me. But here's the truth, my friend. That innocent little snack bar might be one of the biggest blood sugar bombs in disguise, especially if you're over 50. See, food companies have gotten really good at marketing. They slap a few buzzwords on the front like natural, gluten-free, or made with oats, and boom, you're sold. But flip that bar over, check the label, and you'll see the reality. 15 to 25 grams of sugar, often from sources like brown rice syrup, agave, or cane juice. And here's the kicker. Your body doesn't care what kind of sugar it is. Once it hits your bloodstream, it all turns into glucose. Now, for people over 50, that's a serious problem. As we age, our insulin sensitivity naturally drops. That means the same snack that gave you quick energy in your 30s now sends your blood sugar on a wild roller coaster. You feel wired for 20 minutes, then suddenly you crash. Tired, foggy, and craving something sweet again. Sound familiar? A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults who consumed energy bars more than 3 times a week had a 32% higher fasting glucose level on average than those who didn't. That's not a coincidence. That's science catching up with marketing. Hype, even the so-called protein bars, can be sneaky. Many pack in whey concentrate, maltodextrin, or corn syrup solids, which digest fast and spike your blood sugar faster than a donut. And those artificial sweeteners they toss in to make them low sugar? Studies show they can confuse your metabolism and make your insulin less effective over time. Here's a simple truth to remember. If your snack bar tastes like dessert, it probably acts like one inside your body. So what can you do instead? Here are a few senior-friendly swaps that'll satisfy your hunger without wrecking your blood sugar balance. Grab a handful of raw almonds or walnuts, packed with healthy fats and protein that keep you full for hours. Make your own DIY energy bites with oats, peanut butter, chia seeds, and a touch of cinnamon. No added sugar needed. Keep hard-boiled eggs or string cheese in the fridge for a grab-and-go option that supports stable glucose levels. And if you're really craving something sweet, go for a small piece of dark chocolate, 85% cacao. It's rich in antioxidants and doesn't spike blood sugar like milk chocolate does. The bottom line? Don't fall for the healthy marketing trap. Because when it comes to protecting your blood sugar after 50, the fewer ingredients your snack has, the better. Morning time. Birds chirping, coffee brewing, sunlight sneaking through the blinds. You sit down with your healthy breakfast, thinking you're doing everything right. Maybe it's a bowl of whole-grain cereal, some low-fat milk, a few slices of fruit. Sounds like a heart-friendly start to the day, right? Well, buckle up, because this so-called classic American breakfast might be one of the biggest blood sugar traps for people over 50. Here's the truth. That innocent-looking cereal, even the ones labeled heart-healthy, fortified, or low-fat, can send your blood glucose skyrocketing within minutes. Why? Because most boxed cereals, even the healthy ones, are ultra-processed and packed with refined grains, hidden sugars, and fast-digesting starches that hit your system like a sugar bomb. According to the Harvard School of Public Health, the average serving of whole-grain cereal raises blood sugar faster than a spoonful of pure table sugar. That's right, your morning bowl might be giving your pancreas a bigger workout than dessert. And here's what's worse. When you're over 50, your insulin sensitivity isn't what it used to be. Your cells don't soak up sugar from the bloodstream as efficiently, which means those healthy carbs can linger longer, leading to energy crashes, mid-morning fog, and that sneaky belly fat that just won't go away. Now, let's talk about the real-life signs many people ignore. You eat your cereal at 8 a.m., and by 10:30, you're hungry again. You grab a muffin, maybe a second cup of coffee. That's not a lack of willpower. That's your blood sugar rising fast, then crashing hard. It's a cycle that keeps you tired, cranky, and constantly craving more carbs. A study from the Journal of Nutrition and Healthy Aging found that older adults who replaced refined breakfast cereals with high-protein, low-carb options saw better blood sugar control, improved energy levels, and even sharper mental clarity within just 4 weeks. So, what should you eat instead? Let's fix breakfast once and for all. Swap that cereal for steel-cut oats or chia pudding. They digest slowly and support steady glucose levels. Add protein to your morning. A couple of eggs, Greek yogurt, or even a handful of nuts. Protein slows down digestion and prevents sugar spikes. Ditch the orange juice. It may seem healthy, but it's basically liquid sugar. Eat the whole fruit instead. The fiber keeps your blood sugar steady. Here's a quick breakfast idea. A bowl of plain Greek yogurt, topped with a few blueberries, a sprinkle of cinnamon, and crushed walnuts. Delicious, balanced, and keeps your blood sugar stable all morning. Remember, your mornings set the tone for your whole day. And your blood sugar after 50 determines how strong, sharp, and energized you feel. You deserve better than a healthy breakfast that secretly drags you down. Now, in Part 6, the final chapter, we'll expose one drink that millions of seniors enjoy daily, believing it's harmless, when in reality it's quietly sabotaging their blood sugar control every single day. You might be sipping it right now. Let's be honest, mornings wouldn't be mornings without that warm cup of comfort. For many of us, it's coffee, that sacred ritual that wakes us up and gets the engine running. But here's the twist. While plain black coffee can actually support metabolism, the way most people drink it after 50 turns it into a hidden blood sugar nightmare. Let's talk about your coffee. Not just the caffeine, but what's inside your cup. You add a little creamer, maybe a spoonful of sugar, or a splash of flavored syrup. Sounds harmless, right? But here's the deal. That single serving of coffee can contain up to 30 grams of sugar, which is more than an entire candy bar. Even worse, many sugar-free or fat-free creamers use corn syrup solids, artificial sweeteners, and hydrogenated oils that mess with your insulin response and keep your blood sugar unstable throughout the day. According to the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, people over 50 who consume sweetened coffee or tea daily have a 32% higher risk of insulin resistance, one of the earliest signs of type 2 diabetes. That's because these sweeteners trick your brain into thinking sugar is coming, but your pancreas still releases insulin. And when real sugar arrives later, like at lunch, your body's already confused and overworked. Now, imagine doing that every single morning, for years. That's why so many seniors feel sluggish even after a light breakfast. It's not fatigue. It's a blood sugar roller coaster. But before you panic, here's the good news. You don't have to give up your coffee. Just clean it up. Drink it black or with a splash of unsweetened almond milk. If you need sweetness, go for stevia or monk fruit instead of sugar. Add a pinch of cinnamon. It not only gives a cozy flavor but also helps lower blood glucose levels naturally. And if you're someone who enjoys fancy cafe drinks, here's something you should know. One medium caramel latte from a popular chain contains around 250 to 300 calories and up to 40 grams of sugar. That's like having dessert before breakfast. Your best bet? Brew your own coffee at home, where you control what goes in. If you want an energy boost, blend black coffee with a teaspoon of coconut oil or grass-fed butter. It gives a creamy taste, stabilizes blood sugar, and keeps you full for hours. Remember, after 50, your body's ability to process sugar changes. What once felt harmless can now mess with your energy, mood, and long-term health. But when you start cutting back on those hidden sugars, in your drinks, your snacks, and your breakfast, you'll notice real results. More focus, lighter legs, steadier energy, and yes, better blood sugar control. So next time you pour that morning cup, take a second look at what's swimming inside it. Because sometimes, the sweetest things are the ones that hurt us most. Here's a little truth bomb. Those so-called healthy energy bars or protein snacks sitting in your kitchen drawer might be doing the exact opposite of what you think. Most people over 50 grab them for a quick pick-me-up, thinking they're choosing something nutritious. But the truth is, many of these bars are just candy bars in disguise. They're packed with hidden sugars, syrups, and artificial ingredients that can skyrocket your blood sugar faster than a slice of chocolate cake. Now, don't feel bad if you've fallen for the marketing. Everyone does. The labels scream things like high protein, low fat, or packed with fiber. But if you look closer at the ingredients list, it's a horror movie. You'll often find corn syrup solids, brown rice syrup, maltodextrin, or even hidden sugar alcohols that sound harmless but still mess with your blood sugar levels, especially after 50, when your metabolism slows down and insulin sensitivity drops. Here's the problem. As we age, the body's ability to handle glucose declines naturally. Even a small sugar overload from an energy bar can send your blood sugar soaring and keep it high for hours. And when that happens, you feel tired, cranky, and foggy. That's not aging. That's a sugar spike disguised as nutrition. One of the biggest culprits is the protein bar that's supposed to be a meal replacement. Many of them have 20-30 grams of sugar. That's about 6 to 8 teaspoons of sugar in one bar. You wouldn't spoon that much sugar into your coffee, but you might be unknowingly eating it thinking you're being healthy. And here's something few people talk about: sugar alcohols like sorbitol, erythritol, and maltitol. They don't technically count as sugar on the label, but they can still trigger insulin responses in sensitive individuals, especially older adults who already struggle with blood sugar regulation. Some of these even cause bloating and digestive issues, which can make you feel sluggish and heavy instead of energized. So, what's the fix? If you love protein snacks, make your own. Grab a handful of almonds, walnuts, or pumpkin seeds and pair them with a boiled egg or a piece of cheese. You'll get real protein, healthy fats, and minerals. No fake sweeteners or processed junk. Or look for clean bars that list only whole food ingredients like dates, nuts, and natural protein sources. The rule of thumb: if you can't pronounce an ingredient, your body probably doesn't know what to do with it either. Here's a good way to remember it. When you're over 50, real food fuels you. Fake food fools you. Don't fall for shiny wrappers or catchy slogans. Your body deserves better. Skip the energy bar that leaves you drained, and reach for foods that keep you strong, sharp, and steady. Because after 50, balanced energy isn't about quick fixes. It's about stability, clarity, and longevity. Here's one that sneaks up on everyone: processed meats. Yep, that deli ham, bacon, hot dogs, and even some roasted chicken slices you think are safe can secretly raise your blood sugar after 50. And the twist: it's not just the meat. It's the hidden sugary sauces or marinades that most people don't even notice. You might think, it's meat. How can it have sugar? Well, that's the sneaky part. Many packaged meats are brined, smoked, or coated with syrups to make them taste better and last longer. Maple-flavored bacon, teriyaki chicken strips, honey-glazed ham, they all sound delicious, right? But each bite is loaded with added sugar, even if the label says low fat or high protein. That sugar hits your bloodstream quickly, spiking insulin and messing with your body's natural regulation. A recipe for blood sugar chaos after 50. Here's the kicker: as we age, our bodies naturally produce less insulin sensitivity. That means even small amounts of sugar can linger longer in the blood, leading to energy crashes, weight gain around the belly, and higher risk for type 2 diabetes. And processed meats. They often contain sodium and preservatives that make your body hold on to fluid, stress your kidneys, and mess with blood pressure, which is another hidden risk factor for blood sugar spikes. But it's not all doom and gloom. You can still enjoy your favorite meats, just do it smartly. Check the labels for added sugar or terms like glaze, cured with sugar, or sweetened. Stick to plain, minimally processed meats or roast your own chicken, turkey, or beef at home with herbs and spices instead of sugary sauces. Even adding a dash of olive oil, garlic, and paprika gives you flavor without messing with your blood sugar. And let's talk about portion sizes. Seniors often underestimate how much they eat in one sitting. A couple slices of deli meat might seem harmless, but pile it on a sandwich with condiments, and you're accidentally consuming a hidden sugar cocktail. That's why awareness is key. It's not just the meat. It's everything added to it. Here's a tip most people don't know. Pairing protein with fiber helps blunt sugar spikes. So if you do eat a slice of ham or turkey, add some fresh veggies or a small serving of legumes. Your body will process the sugar more slowly, and your energy will stay steady. After 50, it's all about small but powerful changes. Avoid the sneaky sugars in processed meats and sauces. Focus on real, whole foods, and make meals that nourish your body instead of tricking it. Because your blood sugar isn't just a number. It's the energy, vitality, and independence you deserve every single day.